Hey loves, welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for joining me. So in today's video, I'm going to talk to you guys about framing your updos with flat twists, and I'm also going to walk you through how I got this look. So I'm working with completely dry and stretched hair. You do not need to work with completely dry and stretched hair to do either this technique or this style. If you would rather work with damp hair or wet hair, it doesn't really make a difference. Of course, it will adjust the final look, but you can still do it. So I'm starting off by sectioning out a small section of hair up front, kind of diagonally, and I am applying just a little bit of edge gel because I do want it to be tamed. And then I am going to do a secure flat twist up front. So I'm not allowing for any give in this twist because this twist is going to be a part of my frame. That is the initial part of using this technique as well as this style. You have to outline your frame. And does that necessarily mean that I know what I'm going to do for my updo with the bulk of the hair? No, not necessarily. I recommend putting your frame in place first and then working with the bulk of the hair later and figuring that part out. And that's what I'm doing here. Once I've got that first flat twist completed up front, I am going to continue developing my frame by sectioning out more hair on the left-hand side. Again, a thin amount of hair, so not a chunky amount of hair, but it's going to be a bit longer because I'm going to start from the back of my undercut and kind of come up the side. I'm not too worried about precision parting, but I do want the part to be somewhat straight. And so I'm going to, again, add some edge gel to just tame up the section a little bit. And then I am going to do a secure flat twist. I want that flat twist to be nice and tight so that the frame is very obvious. It is very apparent because that is the whole point of using this technique. Now, once I have gotten my frame completely developed and I've decided I don't want to frame out anymore, then I'm going to pull out the bulk of the hair and decide how I want to style it. Again, here you can do whatever you want with this hair on top. But for this particular look, I've decided to do a French roll. And so a nice voluminous French roll, not one that's super tight because I want to have a little bit of height. And then I want it to be kind of off to the side. I am going to essentially make this French roll so that the frame that I have outlined can wrap around it nicely. And so I'm just going to shape the hair and then secure the hair with bobby pins as I shape. And again, as you're doing this French roll, you can decide whether you want it to be more secure or a little more loose to allow for more volume. If you want it to be more loose, just don't tuck the hair as tightly. And then I'm going to do this all the way up to the front. And then once I've got my French roll in place, I'm going to take my frame, my twisted sections, and I'm going to frame out that French roll and just secure it with the bobby pins. This is a really easy way to add a creative accent to a style. So it doesn't need to take a whole lot of time if you're working with something like a French roll, right? Because French rolls aren't hard. You're rolling and you're tucking the hair, but then adding those twisted sections and using them as a frame really helps to just add a creative element there. So this is what the style looks like. Now I could have taken the frame completely around my head. You have options. And speaking of options, I want to show you a couple of different styles where I also framed out the style. So this is another French roll, but I put the frame on the opposite side. So you see how you can play with this. And here's another look, you guys. This is just another creative way that you can style your hair. I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video. If so, be sure to give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and I will see you guys next time.